have rice that you don't want to eat because it's super healthy, like this brown rice? Well, turn it into phone rice. It's that rice that you put your radioactive phone in and you can't eat it anymore, so now you don't feel bad. So whenever you drop your phone, like I did in a puddle, put it in phone rice.
We're looking for printer paper. And it's like a party at the Walmarts. I think we're going the wrong direction.
I think it's still anything now since the bag.
Yeah, I didn't want to pass Lago. They think I may win.
This is nice, right? 5% I like.
Did you guys see that crazy Jada and that phone rice? That brown rice has been sitting there for about a century. I don't know who bought it, if it was Jory, if it was us, because Jory buys his own stuff, you know. But I don't like brown rice because every time I eat it, I get constipated and I feel sick, like I'm gonna die. And then my dad found some big report that showed that brown rice wasn't good for you. Something about the outer layer, the shell, and what they do to it with the pesticides or... What's up, babe?
Just like
the Tucson? The Tucson is mostly 4 cylinders. It's 6? You're gonna go see a Santa Fe. Okay. Yeah, my dad found out some report that said brown rice was not good for you, and I was like, hallelujah, hallelujah, because I hate it anyways. So we have that big thing there. Then Joe wanted to feed it to the birds, and then we heard you shouldn't feed it to the birds because that makes them blow up. Is that true? Do rice make the birds explode? Because if that's true, then feed it to the pigeons, the sky rats.
How much rice? How much? Burn up eat after rice now and this stuff.
Joe says birds go naturally eat the rice that's growing in the rice field.
Yeah.
So anyways, we have phone rice. So what are we doing? We went to Walmart just now to go pick up toiletries, you know, stuff to bathe with and shampoo, stuff like that. Now we're going to the mall, not because we have anything to do at the mall, but because we're testing Jada's car. So since we're going to drive all the way to the mall, which is what, 20 minutes, Joe? 15, 20 minutes?
10 minutes.
10 minutes on the freeway, 15, 20 minutes by surface streets. So since we're gonna take it on the freeway and go there, we might as well go inside the mall and see what's going on, what's cracking in there. So that's our day so far. Sandra, I know you're laughing at Joe when he says, keep this window open so I can see your pretty face. He got that from my grandma, okay? I always tell him that my grandma used to tell me that when I wanted to go places, my grandma would say, I'm worried about this car laboring. My grandma would say, no, I don't want you to go swimming with so-and-so because you don't know how to swim. And then what if you go over there and you drown because he can't watch all of you? Stay here so I can see your pretty little face. I'm sorry I came on this ride. Please stop. I'm sorry I came on this ride because this car's so crazy, guys. Let me go concentrate. I didn't tell you guys what happened. The Explorer is gone. Yeah! Does it matter? Does it kill some spot, Josh?
Huh? What?
Will this kill a whole bunch of walking if we walk through there?
I have no idea.
You have that big one like that.
Remember the one I had before? But the legs were hard to go in.
Yeah. Hi everybody.
Where are we, Josh?
Food court.
Ontario Mills.
I don't like eating at the food court. It's too loud. Too much people.
Marie, remember when we came here? We stopped by Costco to check out the calories on the food to see if we could buy something here. The pepperoni pizza is $7.10, cheese is $7.60, and combo is $7.60. The ice cream or the yogurt, it's $4.30 for the swirl, $4.10 for the vanilla, and $4.50 for the chocolate. The churro is $5.30, and the hot dog is between $5.40 and $9.70 for the hot dog and the soda with the refill. I ain't doing that. I'm going home and eat what's there. I decided on Popeyes. Yes, Popeyes. Joe's getting one of his headaches. Joshua went to GameStop. Did I cause the headache, baby? Huh? Did I cause the headache? Josh,
Let that happen.
Josh, I got a receipt for you off the floor. Shanika hooked up Joshua with this thing. What is it, Joshua? An app
Yeah, it's an app.
You make any money yet?
that you're supposed to
Not
scan
yet.
your
Close.
receipts into, and then you rack up points, right?
Yeah.
And then where can you use the points?
You can get it to your PayPal, or you can get Amazon gift card, or a bunch of other little dinky things. But those are the two things people usually go after now.
Okay, so it takes a lot of receipts, of course, to rack up the points.
I'm trying to get to $40.
Joshua started what, like a month ago?
Yeah.
Well, the last time Shanika came, Joshua started. And everywhere we go and we find a receipt that somebody left behind, we pick it up and take it home so Joshua can scan it.
At the gas station receipts, if you leave that in the machine, I'm taking it.
Gas station receipts are a lot of points.
Yep.
And even Jory's finding him receipts. We pick up receipts off the ground all the time. Y'all just don't know. The struggle is real. So I got our little 2-piece meal each. The thing ended 2 weeks ago, the big box thing.
Aw.
But the girl was nice enough
Yeah.
to still sell it to me.
Oh, cool.
I was like, this is a blessing from God. Be grateful for the little things. So it's $5
Thank
each
God
plus
for
the
small
tax.
miracles.
$10.88 it came to.
That's not bad.
I did not need that stinking money because I had 12 bucks.
My food costs $2 more. You guys.
Oh my God, his plate at the mall cost $2 more than food from me and Josh?
No.
Wow.
No.
a piece.
Each.
Huh?
A piece.
Each, okay.
My food costs
There was 7 something? Yeah, I was gonna go buy ground turkey and lactose-free ice cream because I really wanted the ice cream, but Costco ice cream has too many calories. And when I saw Popeyes and I smelled it when I got home, I'm like, and Popeyes better. Let me get my Saturday treat, y'all. Let me get my Saturday treat. Don't judge me.
It is Saturday.
I'm still within my points, my calories. You know what I like about the MyPlate app the most? Is that even if I'm not losing as fast as I'd like to, I am eating so healthily now. I mean, this is crap today, but I am eating fruits and vegetables and very little bad carb and meats, right, Josh? And I cook the meats healthy, no butter. I mean, maybe that's why I feel so good in my gallbladder, because I'm not getting all like grease and fried foods, and I'm doing well.
As we're about to
Doing
chow down on some chicken.
As we're about to eat some fried chicken, but you know, it's a piece of thigh.
Yeah.
You can do that now and again.
Won't kill you.
This is the $5 meal. 2 pieces of thigh, some mashed potatoes, a biscuit, and slaw for me. But I don't like biscuits, so Joe will eat that. Joshua has a leg and a thigh, fries, a biscuit, and some mashed potatoes. Yes, quite a bit of food for $5. I thoroughly enjoyed my Popeyes meal. I was even able to share some of it with Joe. He got a thigh, half of the coleslaw, and the biscuit. I got one of the thighs, the next half of the coleslaw, and all of my mashed potatoes. My meal came to 510 calories, and I think that was the better option because the Costco pizza was 710 calories, and the ice cream was 430, and I really wanted ice cream even more than the pizza, but I just can't eat ice cream because then I'm going to feel sick, you know. So I was going to go to Food for Less and get the lactose-free ice cream, and half a cup of that is 100 calories, but I forfeited all of that so I could get the Popeyes, and I think it was the better deal. So I'm not sure if you guys heard me when I arrived at the mall and I turned the camera on and I told you that the Explorer is gone. Yes, the Explorer is gone that quickly, guys. So it was not the first or the second guy that we met with yesterday that came and bought it. It was a third guy. We met with him this morning though, but he contacted me late last night. So the first guy, the one from Texas that had to sell his big massive truck, the one that's lifted off the ground to the sky and all this hoopla, he never contacted me after he left. When he drove off, he says, I want it. He even wanted us to promise that we were going to hold it for him. I'm like, no, we can't do that. And he said that he was selling his truck and that somebody already agreed to the price and that they were going to come pay him later. He was asking $6,200 for his truck, and the person agreed to $5,500. And he said they were going to come pay him later, and he would come and buy the car from me. Well, that's an SUV, right? The Explorer's an SUV. And when I walked away from there, I told Joshua, I'm selling my car to somebody else, because if they flake out on him, he's going to flake out on me. So after we drove off, because I had to get, another paperwork from my dealer, I called him and I said, I have everything that you need, so if you want to come buy the car, let me know. And he's all like, okay, I'm going to call you as soon as this guy comes and pays me. I'm like, good luck with that, because enough people has flaked out on me. So then the second guy called, and we went right away to meet with him. And he rode up on a bicycle. He kind of scared me. And he agreed to the price, and then when he got home, he tried to negotiate $300 off the price. And I told him no, and he goes, okay, I still want it. I'm going to wait for the bank to open tomorrow morning. I'm going to rush over there at 9 o'clock in the morning. So later on that night, when this third guy contacted me, his name is Jason, I told him pretty much that these two people were in line to get the car, but they were flaking out. I was honest. I don't know. I wonder if people know how honest I am when I'm selling my cars, because I never make up stories. If I tell them that somebody is, talking to me about the car, it's the truth. Joshua says I'm honest to a fault. I don't make up, stories when somebody's not asking about the car just to light a fire on them so they could buy the car more quickly. And so I told the guy, he must have believed me, because he was going to come at 11 before he went to the fair. And he texted me at 7 in the morning, and I told him, you can't text too early, because I'll check my phone. He texted at 7, and he goes, sorry, it's so early, but can I come at 9? I'm like, yes. And he was there by 8:30. Joshua, we had to root Joshua out the bed. We went over there. He liked it right away. He was kind of nervous about the paperwork, because we have to have a lot of paperwork, being that it's, through a dealer. And I promised him there was going to be no problem. So he asked if we would go with him to AAA, and we did. And there was no problem, and he was happy. And he drove off in his car. At first, we weren't sure if his wife was friendly. She turned out to be the sweetest person after we, got to shake her hand and speak with her. So really nice people. What he does for a living, he owns 4 street sweeping trucks. So he goes to the big supermarket parking lots and stuff, and he cleans that area, and he cleans construction sites. And I was like, how interesting. We've been meeting some interesting people. Josh, come here a second. I want...
Let me button up my pants.
Okay, button your pants. He had to open his pants after he ate the Joshua was bra Nancy today. Ooh. Joshua ate half a Joe's Cajun thing at the mall, and he ate his whole Popeyes, and he got a smoothie.
I regret none of it.
Joshua, you're going to become a little fatty over here. You're still within your calories.
It's Saturday, man.
He's probably still within his calories. The dudes get a lot of calories. So I want to talk a little topic really quickly. We've been doing this car thing for a year and a half now, because we started early last year, but we're just doing it on the side, right? And so I would say all in all, maybe we've sold about 16 cars, right, Josh? It's been a lot.
It has been quite a bit, yeah.
Yeah, you don't realize. He better stop snoring over there. He has the ice pack on his eyes and he's snoring. And he goes, you know what coming next, right?
Well, but at least he's not snoring like that.
Yeah, that's how it starts. So anyways,
you gonna get him one of those machines you hook up?
The CPAP or whatever the thing is. Yeah, so I think I feel confident enough to say that we figured out some of the customers. Honestly, guys, black folks and white folks, hallelujah, the best customers. When it comes to my Latin or Hispanic brothers and sisters, I am so disappointed, honestly, because when they come to buy the car, you do get 90% of decent people, right, Josh?
Yeah.
They come decent, they talk to you respectful, they like the car, they don't like the car, whatever it is, but it's respectful.
Yeah.
And then you get that small percentage, I don't know what the percentage is, 10%, that will come. Tell me the typical one that you notice, the husbands. You notice the husbands or the wives?
Usually it's the husbands, but I've seen one wife where it's like, she's like,
okay, so when the husband come out the car they have a nasty look on their face, right?
Yep.
You know, they look at you like, who are you to think you're gonna sell me a car? This piece of crap.
And usually the wives are like, I like it.
And the wives are, you know, liking it, and the husband's like, no, I gotta think about it. Bye. And they go.
I've only had it happen the reverse once.
Once the wife came, the husband loved the car. That was Jada's car.
He was like, look, you can put the seat down. You got
I had to race back from LA for him to see that car, and the wife hated it because I think she wanted more trunk space. It's an SUV.
Yeah.
So I got the feeling that lady wanted to see what the Pacifica looked like and didn't want to go to a dealership. Hey, Google it.
That's what we do.
It tells you all the space, the dimensions. If you still can't imagine it from the picture, go to a regular car dealership. Walk in there. Don't put no paperwork like you're gonna buy none. Just look and go. I'm just looking. I want to see what it looks like. I'm looking, and you can get a good idea of what the car looks like. They'll even open it for you to show you the inside.
Yeah,
That's what I did when I wanted different cars and didn't know what it looked like in real life. So she was nasty. But the thing that I want to talk about, the difference between the nationalities, and I'm saying Hispanic and Latino because I don't know what country they're from. I don't ask. It could be Guatemala, Salvador, Mexico, you know, pick one of the Latin countries. Okay, I don't usually ask if they come and they're nasty. So when the black folks and the white folks come, they will negotiate on the spot. I don't mind negotiation because I always put the car up a little bit, you know, $200 to $300 more than I want for the car. And to me, negotiations are a second form of income. I do it. When we go to the swap meet and Joe's buying something, he'll always ask, is this the best price? Is this the best price? Can I get it for cheaper? Yada, yada. So I don't mind that. But once we negotiate and we set the price, they don't come back and try to drop the price and lowball you and stuff like that and start finding fault with the car and stuff like that. And so honestly, whenever we hear, you know, I don't want to say an accent because sometimes you hear like a white person with a southern drawl or something. So, but whenever we know that it's not a Spanish accent, let's put it that way, we already know this deal's gonna go smooth. These people are gonna be happy with the car, and you know that's that. But like I said, a small percentage of my Hispanic brothers and sisters, when they come, even if they like the car and they start to negotiate, if I have the car listed for $2,800, they want to offer me $1,800. And when you say no, and let's say you come in between and you settle at $2,500, they're not happy.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that want to bring the car back when we have all the legit paperwork saying as is. You don't bring it back. When we buy them, Sergio checks them out. Whatever is wrong, he fixes them. Most of the time, we have to put $300 to $400 into these cars.
And we almost always have to do something with air conditioning.
Yes,
almost
and
always.
the AC is $70 because we don't go buy the little canisters. We used to go buy those, but it's never 2 or 3 cans that it needs. It needs that vacuum thing to go in and check it. Then he charges us up and it's good to go.
Yep.
You know, so almost all the cars we have to do that with. Very seldom you can get a car where the AC is working, especially the 02s, 03s, 04s. So we have to put monies into these cars. We don't just get them and just Matilda them.
Yep.
You know, like movie Matilda. We don't do that to the cars.
Watch Matilda say, look at it when she says that.
Yeah. And so it's like, it's as is, but they always want to come back 10 days. I said, what? It's
right?
as is. It's as is. And they have my cell phone because I don't hide. I don't bring them to my house, but I don't hide.
Yeah, you don't know who the
There's
killer
been a
is.
couple that we brought to the house because the pink slip was in our name anyways, and you talk to them on the phone and you build a rapport with them, and they come and they've been legit people, like the guy that came from Big Bear. You know, sweet guy,
He was
everything.
cool.
Yeah, so, but it's getting hard, and I'm not trying to stereotype. You know, Joshua gets nervous when I talk about this on the vlog, and I'm not trying to stereotype because if you notice, I would say a good 90% are decent people. But when you get that 10%,
You remember when people are rude to you. You remember
it's like, God, why? So to tell the truth, when we hear, you know, like if we figure it's a black person or a white person, we don't hear a Spanish accent, we're like, yes. Praise God.
I love when it's black people.
They're like, black people are the best.
They're like, do you want it? We're like, do you want it? Yeah. All right. How much? This
And
much.
then you
All
start
right,
showing
bye.
them, okay, this light here won't go off because and all the doors are locked. It's one of the contact plates or whatever. They're like, who cares? We don't care. This is a used car. We're going to fix that. Don't worry. That's the way they treat you.
Yeah, there's like,
You know?
we know what we want.
And I would say 90% of my Hispanic brothers and sisters treat us like that too.
Yeah, true.
But there's this
You just
10% that we've been noticing.
You remember that.
It's like in our former industry, it was the Indian people. Indian people from India, they were the worst people to do business with in our industry because they always did, when you settle on the price, when it's time to pay, they always want to pay you a little bit short. Let me give you a story about the treadmill. When I sold the treadmill, I sold it to this, she was from Mexico. She told me she was from Mexico. And I agreed to $150. She was happy. She agreed. She came. She brought $200 bill, $200 bill. No, she knows. She don't know if I got any money to give her any change. So Joe went to the 7-Eleven to break the $100 bill to get the change. When Joe was backing out, she says, "Oh, let me check." Can't even act, right? She goes in her pocket, she takes out 2 20s and she goes, "I got 2 20s. I go, "What's that gonna do? The price is $150. And she says, "Well, if you want to let me get it for $140.
Like, no.
That irritated me.
Don't think you're smarter than me, already.
Because we already negotiated on the price. I had it listed for
Exactly.
$200 and we negotiated down to $150. What makes you think I'm going to go lower? And that's exactly when I needed the money to buy Jada's cream for her skin, you know?
When we negotiate and we're done negotiating, that's it.
We're
that's
done.
The agreed upon price.
We're done. We don't do that kind of stuff. When I buy a car from you when I wasn't selling cars, if something is wrong with it, oh well, that's my problem now and I'll fix it. I'm not going to go back to you and say you screwed me over because you check the cars out. You have to know what you're looking for.
And you can catch anything major on your test drive, you know?
Yeah, you have to know what you're looking for. So, like, I would never sell anybody Jada's car right now with the transmission acting up.
Yep.
Sergio's going to have to fix that transmission fully for me to sell. Like, I still have it up, but I'm not pushing it hard. By pushing it hard, we mean Joshua will take it down and off of Craigslist, like, what, every 2 hours?
Every 30 minutes.
Damn. He works hard.
Every 30
minutes he takes it down and he puts it back up and then you get these idiots. "Excuse me, but is it still available? And if you don't mind, I'll send my PayPal and send my what do you call it? My courier.
Or my friend.
My courier to come pick it up because I'm in the army, you know. I don't care.
Something.
I don't care if you're in the army. Honest to God, you signed up in the army because you thought it was going to be an easy ride. You were going to get money. You were going to get VA housing and all that stuff.
Well, Army dudes should have enough money to buy a car from us, so you know it's a double scam.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And so what I send them now, I'm going to show you guys. What I send them now is just a finger. And then I tell them, and make sure you send this to your mama. And they never answer again. They never. See all this shit they write me? Yada, 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 yada. I don't even read that.
That's the number up there. It's not your number, right?
No, that's their number. I hope it's their number. Call them.
Yeah, blow them up.
Yeah, so I just send them the finger emoji now because they piss me off. They waste my damn time. And you don't want to be rude when they first come and they ask you if it's
You don't
available
know.
because it could be a legit buyer. Like this guy was from Craigslist.
Yeah.
So we've noticed now that we only get our buyers from Craigslist and from Facebook.
Yep.
And I
Cars.com.
love when they come from Facebook. We sold one from Cars.com.
Cars.com
right?
only give us one, but then now Cars.com is like, I'm not putting it up yet. We still got to review it.
Facebook don't care.
Yeah, Facebook. So does
put it up.
Craigslist. Craigslist doesn't care either.
Sometimes when you take it down and put it up on Facebook, though, it glitches and then you can't put it up again because it disappears and you can't find it and you mess yourself up. So I don't do that at Facebook. I let Joshua do that at Craigslist. So this is so encouraging. I told you guys before that success is very motivating. It's very encouraging that we flipped the Malibu that quickly in a week and then we flipped this car in, what, 2 days?
Dude, it would have been one. Count.
No, it's a day. It's a day
Yeah.
because we bought it Thursday, but we never sell it on the Friday because we have to
gotta
have
look it
Sergio
over.
do things to it.
Yeah, we have to
so we
go once
flipped it,
over.
and the guy is happy. He bought it for his daughter. They really seem like nice people.
That was a nice car, though.
Yeah, and he says, I'm going to save your number because I'm always looking for cars. I'm always buying cars, and I will come back to you again. He was happy. He was really happy, right, Josh?
Those are the best customers,
Oh
repeating
my
customers.
God, you
man.
feel so good when you come home. You feel like there's a relief on you. The guy that wants to come buy the Tahoe, let me see if I have a picture of
what
this
happened
guy.
to him?
Yeah, he's a flake.
He's flaking, yeah.
Yeah, Manuel is a flake.
Why did he say that then? Just say, no, I can't buy it. There you go. Done. Why you gotta be like, wait for my
And he
son?
wants to come, like, talk me out of my price too. He thinks he's a sweet talker. Oh, Barbara, I understand you because you speak great English. I'm like, I'm English. That's why I speak great English. Look,
He's gonna be enough. I
I don't care. He's on Facebook. I hate when they're cowboys.
Yeah.
When they pose with
there's a lot of
horses,
those, aren't they?
when they pose with horses and stuff, I get ticked off. If you have enough money to have a horse, dude, you could pay me for my damn car. That's the way I look at
Because
it.
a horse is a lot of upkeep.
Manual.
Yeah,
Never
I-
came.
I think a horse to have a horse just sit there is more expensive than a boat, right? Because a boat you're just gonna pay the $500 to keep it at the thing.
You have to feed that horse,
Yeah.
and you have to take care of it too, and it
You
gets
gotta,
sick
you
and
gotta
stuff.
clean the toes, the feet, all that.
I see them when they're on Facebook. They're not my friends, but you can look into their profile and see their pictures and stuff. So
enough one's a
I
killer.
know, and so we're trying to train Joe right because my mom, oh my God, my mom was wise beyond her years. My mom would tell us, when you meet somebody for the first time and you don't know them, don't give them their name.
Never.
Oh God, Joe cannot get that through his cabeza. I'm like, Joe, don't give them their name. So you know what me and Joshua, what we do now? we don't tell Joe the name. So like when we were going to go meet this guy today, his name was Jason. And so we get out the car and Joe goes, what's his name? And we just went, we did this. And he goes, what's wrong with you two? And I'm like, we're not giving you the name because you always give the people their own name. And then he goes, no, I won't. I promise I won't. I'm like, no, you're like a child. What I mean by don't give them their name, like I know his name is Jason. He knows my name is Barbara. So when we get out the car, they'll either walk over to me and go, Barbara? They'll ask me and I'll say yes. And then I'll say, you know, how are you? And they'll shake my hand and they'll give me their name.
Yeah.
But that's only sometimes that works like that. Most of the time when you get out the car, I'll say, hello, how are you doing? And they'll shake my hand and go, hi, I'm Ephraim,
That's
or
right,
I'm
play it out
Jason.
with
And
the-
they, you know, they give you their name. And you want them to give you their name because what if it's not them? Especially if it's from Craigslist and you don't know what they look like. But like we didn't know what this guy looked like today. And, you know, he was from Craigslist. So we had him give us, you know, his name. And my mom says you do that because if it's a stranger trying to rip you off or kill you and you give them their name, they're going to say yes. When you say Jason, they're going to go yes.
No, I have something to work
And then
with.
you got screwed right there. So we at the shop, when we had the shop, Joe did that one time and messed us up because a trucking company came to pick up. We had 2 customers' items in there at the time, and he thought they were picking up for customer B when they were really picking up for customer A. And he sent customer B's products over to customer A's shop, and we had to pay money to get that shipped to customer B. You know, and we needed to ship it right away within a day. Thank God customer A knew trucking companies that he could, because we didn't even know how to call a trucking company. We never used one before.
Yeah.
And he helped us out and he paid them and then we paid him back. But why Joe messed it up is because when the truck drivers would come, they get hired out as a third party. So like if the customer hires, like let's say FedEx to come pick up from me, FedEx may hire Joshua's company to come pick up. So when Joshua's company comes, the driver doesn't necessarily know where the items are going to go to. They're just
Yeah.
going to take it back to their yard, and then the boss is going to do all the paperwork to send FedEx the bill, and you know what I mean. They don't know who it's going to. They just know they're picking up. And so when the customer would come, when the trucking company would come, I would tell Joe not to give them the name of the customers they're picking up for. The same thing, don't give them the name.
Yeah.
I said, just go over there and go, who are you picking up for? And if they say, oh, I don't know, then call your boss.
Yep.
And they call the boss, and the boss will say, we're picking up for customer A, you know, or they're picking up for customer B. And so I trained Joe that. The one day that I wasn't there, they came, and Joe went out there and go, oh, you're picking up for customer B? And they're like, yeah. And they took it, and when the thing went awry, I said, did you give them their name? He couldn't even lie. He was just like, maybe. And I said, you see why mommy taught us this? You know, mom's wise. You know, my mom owned a few businesses in Belize, you know, retail stores and stuff when, you know, in the 90s or whatever. But they failed because the people that ran the businesses for her, usually family, stole from her. That's why they failed. But people think my mom wasn't a business person because she didn't own like the print shop that we had or my dad's shop or something. But my mom was a sharp, very astute businesswoman, you know? And so she taught us a lot of things that we should know. So, was she on talking in my vlog? You want to say something to the people?
You passed the test with a B, baby.
You passed?
Yeah.
You passed, didn't you? You passed, didn't you?
I paid $90 for that stupid thing right now.
I had to pay 80 for that type of thing. Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah. It's a hit to the gut. It's a gut punch.
Yeah, guys. So anyways, we're learning the people. We're learning the nature of our business. It's a little bit different than the other business because like I told you, in the other business, it was more the Indian people. And unfortunately, it was Indian people that took over that whole industry. And it was hard to work with them because they would never honor their word.
Yeah.
And it's not all of them, but it was about 90% of them or 95% of them that would not. And let me tell you, the Indian men were bad, but the Indian women were worse because they have to stay behind their men all the time. That when they get a little leeway to get out from another man, they treat you worse than a man would. They hammer you, they cuss you, they're just so nasty. Joe calls them Brinda because when they talk with the, you know how they roll their R's, that's all Joe hears is Brinda, 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 Brinda. So whenever I would come back from picking up the kids from school and Joe would say a potential new customer call, but he sounds like a Brinda, so good luck with that. That's what he would say, a Brinda. And so
That's why I hate that job because you do your work, you bust your butt doing that work, and they're like, I'll pay you whenever.
And then when they met Joe, when they would meet Joe and they would see his nose right away, they would know he's one of them because you know the grandma's from Sri Lanka, and they would like, you could see they kind of go back like, oh crap, you know, we treated him poorly and he's one of us, you know.
One of us.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So it's just it's really hard. It's really hard because, you know, I guess it's just people's nature, right?
Yep.
You know, and I know everybody wants a deal because I would want a deal, but you know, not to rip me off, especially if I've already put $400 into the car. Sometimes I pay for the smog. I don't always smog the cars. I don't have to smog the cars by law, but if I have to fix something that does with the emissions, I will smog it. Just to let that person not to have that headache.
Yeah.
And I don't charge them for the smog. That's $40 out of my money. You know what I mean?
That's what we pay. There's more. It's more expensive.
Well, the smog is $60, but the smog guy charges $40 because we take all the cars there. But I'm saying I don't tack on that $40. I factor it in when I'm pricing my cars. But sometimes when they negotiate and the price go down that low, I lose that $40. You know, so I'm really praying and hoping. I'm speaking optimistically. I was telling Josh that we're going to start flipping 2 cars a week instead of 1 car every 5 weeks and then another. Oh God, that's a nightmare, you know. So we're going to start flipping them fast because we're right at that sweet zone of $2,500, right, Josh?
That's the sweet spot, man. That's what people. That's the where it's like I can afford that. I can do that. You know.
Yeah.
And it won't break the bank.
And nice cars. I really wanted to keep that Explorer, but you know what?
Nice.
I didn't shed a tear.
Yeah.
I'm glad he got it. He goes, when he was there, I said, I have 2 other guys that I was talking to, but when he goes, I have money now, and it's going to go to a good home. He was trying to convince us, right?
Yeah. That's the first time we've been upsold.
we stopped upselling. Joe is the one. You know, Joe is our bad luck. God. He's the one. He tries to upsell the cars and he goes, I promise you, you're not going to have any trouble with this car. I said, you sound like a slimy, you know, car sales guy. You cannot promise anybody that they're not going to have no trouble with something that's mechanical. You can say, I bought it. I told the truth. How long have you had it? Yesterday. That's what I told the guy.
Yeah, you did.
Yesterday.
You did. You straight up told him.
Now, I don't know why people always think I lie when I talk, because I be telling the truth.
We're honest with this business. We're honest with this business because we don't want anybody calling us and be like, you lied. It's like, no, we're straight up with you. We'll
Plus, a lot of the times they figure out, you know, the YouTube thing, maybe it'll slip out of our mouths or something, right, Josh? And then they can find me. They can come and start blasting me at YouTube. I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, I want to have a good record. So.
Yeah, we'll tell you what's up when it comes to buying cars. We don't want you to be like, oh, you tricked us. I believe in being very honest when you're doing sales like this.
Like my Tahoe, it's not going to fail anybody. No. I've had it since August 2015. It's never failed me. I've had the car 2 years. I love the Tahoe, but honestly, guys, I can't afford to put gas in it anymore. With 8 cylinders, with the 1 car, with gas. Joe running to and from the auctions, we are broke half the time. So we have to be realistic, and we're going to have to go down to a 6-cylinder. I want an SUV, so it could be like a Blazer, an Envoy.
Nissan Rogue.
I'm not into the Nissans. They're ugly as hell. What else do they have? A Trailblazer. That's kind of big too, though. But that's a 6-cylinder still.
No, it's a 6-cylinder.
What else? The Explorer, the Escape, the Kia Sorento, the Kia Sportage. Those are kind of expensive though. Hyundai.
I don't know what theirs are. Santa Fe?
Santa Fe. I don't like the Tucsons because they're only 4 cylinders. I don't like 4-cylinder cars. So something like that we'll get, something small where Joe can go to and from the auctions. And he's going to start going to this auction. It's the same, you know, Mannheim, but it's going to be in, what did I tell you? Anaheim. It's in Anaheim. And if he goes there and he bids on a car and he wins it, he's going to rent the thing from U-Haul and go tow the car home. Nobody's going to follow behind him and try to jump on the freeway. Joe's a crazy man to follow. You don't ever want to follow Joe.
He'll lose you in a second. If you're being tailed, switch out to my dad driving. He'll lose him without even thinking, without even trying.
If you're in Texas, you're going to understand what I'm saying. My Uncle Les lived in Killeen, Texas. We went to visit him and we had to go to Schlitterbahn. I can't say it, but Schlitterbahn. Schlitterbahn. It's like a German name. It's called Schlitterbahn. It's a water park.
Schlitterbahn.
And we had to go there and we had to follow behind him. I swear to you, he got on the freeway and he was gone. And this was before GPS. I was like, what the hell are we going to do? Then we looked and we had his son Timmy with us in the car and he goes, I'll get you there. When we got there, he was there like a half hour before. I was like, what the hell, man? You just left us. I don't like following behind people.
It's
and I
stress.
I don't like following behind Joe.
It's stress.
It stresses me out. Anyways, we've already bashed Joe while he sleeps. We've told you our feelings on the customers in the car business, but we're not going to discriminate. We're not gonna not sell you a car just because we figure you're gonna be a douchebag. We're gonna sell you the car. You know what I mean, Josh? Anyways, guys, good night. This is Saturday, September the 16th, and it's like 5 something. If I edit this quickly, I can have it up. Oh, Joshua's video is up at the site already. Black Cat Zero Media. I'm gonna write it here somewhere. I'll put it in the description below. Go check out their first review on the movie It. The sound quality is not the best because they were in the car and Jada would not put the window up. So the wind came in. But what they're gonna do now, they're gonna go watch the movie and come home on the couch and talk here for the next video. But I didn't want him to scrap the video because we'll never get started if he scrapped the video. So don't listen to it with headphones on, okay? But I'll put it in there. I haven't watched the review, but they look like they were having fun when I was editing it. You know, I can edit without having to listen because I just cut off the beginning, the end, the tail.
Yeah. There's no like special effects or anything. It's just us talking.
All right, guys. Bye for now. See you tomorrow night, okay?
Bye bye.
Yeah, Daddy, in a kimono. You tired, Papa?